Located on 225 acres in Garden City, Long Island, Nassau Community College, a member of the State University of New York system, has close to 20,000 students attend the school each year. The college mascot is Leo the Lion, and these are his stories of the school's absolute best and brightest who have graduated over the past 50 plus years. Let's catch up together as the Alumni Association of Nassau Community College proudly presents Lion Tales, a Nassau Community College Foundation production on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Welcome to Lion Tales, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation. My name is Aurora Workman. I am president of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association, and I'm here with my friend and co-host, Dr. Lynnda Nadien, a proud graduate of the Nassau Community College, and together we'll share stories that will inspire, uplift, and often amuse you.
Each week, Aurora and I will introduce you to alumni of Nassau Community College interested in sharing their experiences here at Nassau Community College, along with the secrets to their success. If you, our listening audience, has any positive news you would like to share about Nassau Community College alumni, engagements, births, graduations, weddings, and/or accolades, email us at alumni@ncc.edu and we will shout you out.
Well, today's guest is Keisha Guyton from class of 2007. She's a mother, a social worker in the shelter system, and a very proud graduate of Nassau Community College. Welcome to Lion Tales, Miss Keisha Guyton.
Welcome.
Hi.
Thanks for having me. Hi. Hello, everyone.
So we were sitting up there talking, Keisha. We always like to talk to our proud graduates and find out a little bit about first, how did you decide to come to Nassau Community College?
Well, my first decision in coming to Nassau Community College was actually planned because as I didn't know what I was gonna do after going out of high school. I decided that let me just come to Nassau Community College, and then I'll be able to figure it out once I get there, which was the best decision on my end.
You know, and a lot of our graduates, a lot of the ones who come here say similar things that you just said. You know, they just wanted to figure it out, and they knew that they can figure it out if they came here.
Yeah, and so many people say the same. They had that feeling that they knew they wanted to pursue higher ed, and then they started here, and it really changed their life.
So tell us a little bit about your journey to Nassau Community College.
It was an excellent journey. I'm glad I was able to make that transition. So when I first came into Nassau Community College, I majored in criminal justice. I felt like it was a area that I wanted to do and I wanted to pursue, but I didn't actually know what I actually wanted to do. So then I ran into a professor, Professor Wise, and we sat down and, you know, we spoke, and he told me, listen, Keisha, I think you'll be excellent in the field of social work. So I said, okay. And I thought it over, and he gave me the person to speak to. And I was able to sign up the next semester to join that program. So that was a great interest to me. I thought I didn't dispute when I decided to choose social work because it was a very broad field. So I said this could actually work. Patricia, I forget her last name, but her first, she's in charge of the social work program. So I took some classes and I liked it a lot.
So we know that one of the best things you said so far, and you had a lot of support when you were coming to Nassau. I mean,
absolutely. I did have a lot of support. One of my biggest supports was Miss Workman. I started working in the work study program. When I worked in the work study program, that allowed me to have some funds in my pocket and be able to concentrate on my studies. Miss Workman was a beautiful role model. As I was making my transition to Nassau Community College. So it was Miss Workman and a couple of other people that was like a big support in the Nassau community. If I want to say.
Thank you. But now you were young, and I remember seeing this very young high school young girl. She didn't know she was on to college yet. Okay?
No. Where did you graduate from high school?
And I want to touch on that because when I was coming to Nassau Community College, I was finding my way. You know, I was really finding my way. I didn't know which direction. I had a baby. I had a young child, and I'm like, but I knew I had to go to school. That was first and foremost. Mm-hmm. I knew I needed my education, you know. So I said, I'm gonna start here, and then I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna use. I'm gonna be able to use the individual that's around me to help me find my way. So that's what I did. I took that first step. The first semester, though, I must say, was challenging for me because I'm just coming out of high school. I didn't really have it all. So I was on academic probation, and then I'm getting ready to flunk out. And then I said, oh, no, I'm going down the wrong direction. And I eventually pulled it together. I got focused. At that point in time, I think that's when I realized that I was going to go into community service is the name of the program. Mm-hmm. So that's when I realized that I was going to go into the community service program and begin to take up social work classes, psychology classes, things of that nature. And once I was able to take those classes, I was like, okay, this is something I will pursue. And then as I started completing my classes and I started getting closer to graduation, I said, okay, I spoke to some counselors, and then that's when I realized that I wanted to continue my social work career.
Yeah. What do you think
on a bachelor's level?
What do you think the high school could have done to prepare you for moving toward a community college setting, or even going again, pursuing the 4-year degree? Did you find that you were not prepared as well as you could have been?
I certainly wasn't. In regards to being prepared in high school, I think that they could focus the individual's mind more college focused. So it was like once I graduated, it was more like well, you can go either way you want to go. It wasn't like any classes or any workshops or anything of that nature.
Yeah, instead of like really promoting you to move toward that setting.
Yes, It wasn't no promotion towards that setting.
You are listening to Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Aurora Workman, along with Dr. Lynnda Nadien, and our guest today is Keisha Guyton, class of 2007, a social worker in the shelter system, and a proud graduate of Nassau Community College. So we were just talking, Keisha, and you touched on a lot of things that students who arrive for the first time on college campuses anywhere in the world have some of those same experiences as you did. And so that's why we love your honesty. We love the fact that, you were able to share with people what happened and what did you do. So where did you go to school after you graduated from this great institution?
After I graduated from Nassau Community College, I was able to move on to Malloy College. Mm-hmm. Once I hit Malloy College, I'm very sorry that it's a little noisy in my background. Mm-hmm. But I went on to Malloy College.
Okay. And so there, did you continued your social work studies, or did you?
Yes, I did. I continued my social work studies. I was focused on a bachelor's in social work. That's the degree that I wanted to obtain. And again, that community was also very, very good for me. I think that going to Nassau Community College helped me because it allowed me to ground myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to be more situated opposed to going into a 4-year school and just blowing like a good 2 years.
Right.
Nassau Community College really did save me. It allowed me to know the direction that I wanted to go into. That's one. 2, it allowed me to make mistakes without really being penalized heavy.
Oh,
so that was number 2.
Absolutely.
That was number 2. I was so happy that I made that decision to go into a community college, which is a very excellent school. If you don't really know the direction you really want to go to, it will help you find your direction. It helped me. So I went to, once I got into Malloy, I did very well. I was able to do what I needed to do. It always took me a little, longer I didn't want to overload myself with credit, so I took my time, which was a good thing. And that was also a great experience for me as well.
Yeah, and that's key for everyone to know that, I know people say you have a deadline to do this, a deadline, to that. But when you're in your studies, just know that you take your time so you don't overload, because life always interrupts.
Right.
So here you're at Malloy, you're successfully have completed your first stage of your educational career. Now you have a child. So how is that balance?
That was, that was like, I wanna give special thanks to the individuals. They know who they are. Special thanks to being able to point me into the direction to be able to get support with my child while I go through schooling and education, which was very imperative for me, because as a young person, a young adult, and having a child and going to school wasn't easy, but it was a good thing for me because I was able to have the support, which is a blessing, and I count them every day, because without that support system, I wouldn't have been able to make it. That was challenging, but I did have the support, so that was good, even though I did have a child.
And young women do need that support because, now we are expected to do so much more. And then when there's a little baby involved and you want to make sure that baby's taken care of while you're taking the classes, so you don't have to worry during the course time. You can concentrate on knowing the baby's okay, and then you can follow through with your studies. That's so important to have a support.
Yes, it was.
And people pushing you to just do it. I know my mother was always watching my son, but she also pushed me to finish.
Right, exactly. In Nassau Community College, also helped with that because they had a child care center. I didn't realize how.
I remember
when you young and you have a child, you don't realize the great service that you get for such a little bit of money. I said, my goodness, this is excellent. But when you're young, you don't really know that.
Right.
And then as you get older, you realize, that was an excellent program. And it was a blessing because they offered it to students who really didn't have, a lot of money. I would never be able to afford it. So I was paying, I would say, $1 a week, which was and my son got the best care there.
Yeah, that's so great.
That's
because
the children's greenhouse.
Yeah. We're right next door to them.
The children's greenhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, because the cost of daycare and providing that is just astronomical. And so again, it's very hard for people to balance that whole piece out, school and parenting and paying. It's a lot to do.
It definitely is.
You are listening to Lion Tales. Our guest today is Keisha Guyton, class of 2007 and a proud graduate of Nassau Community College. My name is Lynnda Nadien, along with Aurora Workman, on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Yoda, what should I do with this Land Cruiser I don't drive anymore?
Donate. You must.
Yoda's right. Right now you can donate your vehicle to the National Federation of the Blind by calling 866-282-7327. That's 866-282-7327. Or if you know a blind person who needs help, please email nfb@nfb.org.
A tax deduction you will receive.
And it doesn't take the force to be charitable.
Welcome back to Lion Tales, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation, on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm your host, Dr. Lynnda Nadien, along with Aurora Workman, and our guest today is Keisha Guyton, class of 2007, and a proud graduate of Nassau Community College. So we spoke a little bit about how well Nassau prepared you for your college career, and can you tell us a little bit about the importance of scholarship and how that affected your career here?
Oh, certainly. Well, I was eligible. Nassau Community College allowed me to be eligible for. I got the federal. I didn't get any loans. I got TAP and I got Pell. And let me tell you, their financial aid team is exceptional.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So when you come in from high school, that's when you start to become the adult. So the parent kind of dies down. Now you have to step up and take responsibility and being able to take care of your financial matters. At least for me, that's what I had to do. Rest in peace to my mother. She helped out a lot in regards to my education, so I appreciate that. So yeah, that's really, really good. But their financial aid team was really good. They were very supportive. Everybody took their time with me and explained everything to me. It was just overall, it was really good. In regards to scholarships, I didn't receive any scholarships. So I didn't have to go through the scholarship realm. I was able to get financial aid, which helped me a great deal. Yeah. And go ahead,
and what were some of the most memorable courses that you did take here once you were settled in and registered? One
of the interesting courses that I took, I want to say Professor Wise class.
Oh, yeah. I also had him, and he was such... You just never forget. It was so good. I think, was it so Sociology 101 or Sociology something with a number?
Yes. He was really good. Professor Jenkins, rest in peace. I had him. Yeah. He was really a excellent professor as well. But I found interest in Dr. Halcro's class, community service, because it was like a lot of hands-on community activities that I was kind of involved in. Going to Albany, being able to change policies in Albany, and knowing how to be able to change policies in Albany, things of that nature. That was like my first introduction to like social work and how to get involved. Advocacy.
What type of community service do you perform now? What are some things that you're working on?
Right now, I'm not involved in any community activities, but I do have a huge passion for emergency preparedness. I think that we need to be more prepared, and when disasters come, and be more aware of when hurricane season is. Even though we don't get impacted, we just need to be on our P's and Q's, and how can we become better prepared. Once I finish completing one last step in my education process, I think I will go full throttle with that area.
So do you have a go kit?
A to-go bag.
Yes.
Because those who talk about preparedness better tell me that they have a go kit.
And there are a lot of courses online, like the FEMA course. You can just go online and read about that, and you get a certificate at the end, and there's no cost. But what they want to do is sort of make the public aware of what they could do as not as first responders, but if they were bystanders, or if there was an emergency and the first responders were injured, and and the rest of us would be able to step up and help. So that's such a great thing to teach the community.
Yeah, I took the Nassau County with the CERT team, and so that's the Community Emergency Response Team, and it was about a 6 to 8 week program, and they had it over at Post, did no cost to myself, but they really showed you what we need to do, especially because we're here on Long Island, and the possibilities of any kind, as we've seen the floods and we've seen the trees uprooted and things knocked down. So that's really important. I'm glad you got into that. So then you were saying you have one more step. What you want to give us a preview of what that step is in your educational career?
Yes, to pass my licensing exam.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's great.
Wonderful. And do you think that you're going to continue with facilities, or are you going to try to do personal practice?
No, I'm not going to do. I'm not interested in a private practice. As far as facility goes, interested in working in the facilities, like the shelter facilities, but not for a long period of time. As I told you before, I really have a great interest in disaster preparedness, and I want to be able to bring workshops to the communities and be able to do public speaking like I'm doing now. So I'm very, very honored to be speaking on air today. So those are some of my endeavors that I would like to pursue. Once that step is kind of completed, and continue to, work in the facility that I'm at, and then be able to bridge some work around what I just told you: disaster preparedness, emergency state preparedness.
That's me wonder. What advice would the adult and professional you give to yourself back when you were a student?
Say that again.
What advice would the adult and professional you give to yourself back when you were a student? So if you went back in time and saw yourself, what would you tell her?
I would tell myself to be patient with myself. I would tell myself to be able to slow down and be able to pay attention to the surroundings, to the things around you, and to be able to look at every situation clearly, and to be able to learn from your mistakes.
Very good.
Yeah.
You're listening to Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Aurora Workman, along with Dr. Lynnda Nadien, and our guest today is Keisha Guyton, class of 2007, a mother, a social worker, and a proud graduate of Nassau Community College. So now we were talking about disaster preparedness, and a lot of disaster preparedness goes past the just the disasters of natural disasters. Can you tell us about some of the things that we need to be prepared for in our own surroundings?
Yeah, that could affect our community.
Definitely. So if there's blackouts, I know I can give you an example. In when Hurricane Sandy hit, I didn't have any light for a whole entire week. What do we do in situations when we don't have light, when we don't have hot water, when we don't have maybe enough food? Or what would it be like for us to be able to have a clear state of mind and being prepared? So let's say if we know a hurricane or a disaster is coming, where do we go when that situation happens? How do we evacuate? Do we even know the locations we need to go to when it's that time?
Yeah, we had to learn that the hard way during Hurricane Sandy, because even central Nassau County, we were out of our house for 3.5 weeks. No lights, no heat, nothing. And some of the surrounding houses did have heat and light, so you almost had to get to know your neighbors because you may be staying with them.
Right, and Nassau Community College is we have a holding area here for those kinds of disasters. And when that came, The CCB building was a triage.
Yeah.
They had to bring patients who were in some of the nearby nursing homes where electricity went out. You know, they had them here.
And all of their pets?
Yeah, they had the pets. Well, the pets were over in Mitchell Field. So if you had a pet, you can claim Mitchell Field. And that's another thing that people forget, you know, to collect for your pet. If you have pets, you need to at least have some food or something in the storage so that in a situation where you have to evacuate, the pet is taken care of. You know.
And you have to be mindful of individuals who, like you said, are elderly, who have mental health issues, who may need their medication, who's diabetic. You got to make sure that all of that is into play, because when you have to evacuate, you got to make sure you have these things, right? So we got to think about the medical fragile, you know, the disabled. You know, how do we gather those people? How do we inform those people to get to this destination at Nassau Community College where there's a holding or wherever they need to evacuate to in a safe manner, you know?
Right, exactly. And that's important.
So that, I think that's very imperative.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a great area for, I mean, that right there is a great area for you to be going around to communities and being able to speak to them about that urgency and about that need to prepare. That would be a wonderful area. Oh, I'd love to have you at my, you know, I think come to the PTA meeting. We'll start there.
PTA meetings just work with no worries. No doubt about it.
We'll start there because, you know, that's really important. And not only the medical thing, a lot of people, when they think that they're evacuating, they just try to carry their paperwork. But having that medicine when that kid has an asthma attack because of all the excitement and stuff that's going on, you know, that really helps. But I am so glad that you have been here with us, and we've been able to have that conversation, which is very important for us to continue. And I know that I will be going home and making sure that I re-examine my to-go bag, because I remember one year I opened it up and my son, who's now 18, had a shirt in there that was 6 months old.
Yeah. I have a to-go bag. It's like, you know, the regular Band-Aids, any first aid things, but then all of your important documents, your degrees, your birth certificates, you want to be able to eliminate those things.
Yes.
Because you don't want to lose those important papers, and be able to have a to-go bag to just pick it up and go.
Right.
You know? That's very important.
Thank you. We'd like to thank our guest today, Keisha Guyton, class of 2007. I am very proud of you and the work that you have done and how you constantly persevered while you were getting these degrees, and that you have your master's now. And so we're very proud, and we know that she is a proud graduate of Nassau Community College, and we hope that you will come back to the show again.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much for having me.
We want to thank you for being with us. My name is Dr. Lynnda Nadien, along with my fabulous friend Aurora Workman, president of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association. The creative director of Lion Tales is Rudy J. Breedy. This show is a production of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association. Visit ncc.edu/WHPC for more information. Available as a podcast on iTunes, Android Podcasts, and Spreaker. Lion Tales is powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. We'll talk to you next week.